We begin our program with broken hearts in yet another American town, which today became the site of yet another deadly school shooting. A high school in Parkland, Florida became the scene of chaos and panic just before the end of the school day. The Broward County Sheriff says at least 17 people are dead. 17 people. A suspect is alive in custody. As is our policy on this program, we will not say his name or show you his picture. We'll update you on the investigation, certainly, and as information comes in over the next 2 hours. But as always, and as happens too often, we'll keep our focus on the victims, their loved ones, and the survivors. High school kids, teachers, parents, brothers and sisters, people whose lives were lost or forever changed this afternoon. People who tonight have joined a terrible and a senseless club, one that grows by the week in this country. Right now, we're going to show you a short video taken inside a classroom during the shooting. Difficult to watch. It is difficult to listen to. We blurred the faces of the students.
Holy. Oh my God! Oh my God!
On the 14th of February, 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz opened fire at a high school in Florida, and at least 17 people have been reported dead as of filming this episode. Have you heard about this?
Yes, heard of that.
This is the 8th shooting resulting in fatal injuries in 2018, and we're only 7 weeks in to the year. What does this tell you about the gun laws in the US?
I think that it shows that guns can get in the hands of the wrong people very easily, and like obviously gun crime is a big issue in America, and it's something that needs to be tackled like ASAP, because you know innocent lives are being taken.
America's just confused. That's all I can say. They're just confused. They don't know what they're doing.
The United States is out of hand. I'm not gonna lie to you, because like if you take away the guns, police, and licenses for normal people, there'll be no trouble, would there?
I just think they need to think about it a bit more deeply than the business aspect, because even when the guy was talking from the debate I was watching on BBC, you can tell he was talking purely from a business aspect, because he was like, oh, you can't let people suffer for other people's actions. And I was thinking, who's suffering for when crime is going to decrease? And he was basically talking about business people, because people are making business from guns, like, and he's saying you can't make people suffer from that. That's a lot of people. That's their business. That's their way of income.
How can you say that kids can't buy alcohol until they're 21, but people are able to buy guns at the age of 18? Doesn't make any sense.
Do you feel like the United Kingdom's strict gun laws has helped in reducing gun crime?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, in England, it's completely different to America. Like the accessibility of guns is like, you know, it's really strict. It's really difficult to get your hands on a gun. Like, do you know what I mean? So it is obviously a big thing that has, you know, reduced gun crime in England.
Yes. When's the last time we had a school shooting? When's the last? I don't actually know when the last time was.
If UK gave guns to police, everyone would be getting popped left, right, and centre. You wouldn't even understand it like that.
Yeah, facts. There's still people who illegally have guns, but it's not as much as it is in America. You don't hear like mass shootings and stupid things like that happening.
We do have gun crime over here. That's a thing, but not to the extent where you can go in Asda and buy a machine gun. They sell machine guns in Walmart, bruv. Machine guns, and not Kinder eggs, machine guns. But you can't buy a Kinder egg.
A murderer will find a way to kill. Someone who wants to kill will find a way to kill. If they have a gun, they'll kill you. If they don't have a gun, they'll strangle you. They'll stab you. They'll do whatever you want. So, like, I know a lot of people like to say, oh, the UK has lower crime rates because of the gun laws. No, because we have higher crime rates in other avenues, like stabbing and all of that stuff. People are throwing acid all over the gaff. Like, people are still going to kill.
Well, the proposed solution is giving 20% of teachers access to firearms. So in the case of situations like this, they are able to protect the students. What do you think about that?
That's not a solution. Come on.
It's going to be war then. Everyone's going to be shooting. Shoot, you shoot, I shoot.
You'd have to profile all the teachers to find out who's like mentally sensible enough to have a gun on them. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of you kind of fighting fire with fire. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And it could result in even more casualties.
Imagine if my teachers had only got shot day one, I'd be dead. Imagine.
It makes sense in their head that, okay, if you're gonna shoot at me, let me have a gun so I can also protect myself. But I feel like what caused this in the first place was the easy access to guns. So if you're gonna let the access be easier, then it's just gonna be crazy.
It's like, there's a problem with guns. Let's give more people guns to get rid of the people with the guns. Get rid of the guns.
In UK, yeah, it's obvious there's like loads of closet racists and stuff like that, but America's out in the open. Teachers are racist, everyone's like out there, they speak their mind. So if you're giving guns to teachers, you don't even know how they like on the inside, like, how's that gonna fix nothing, is it?
People shouldn't be scared to go to school. Like, how would I be going to school thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to learn maths, and then I'm coming off a bullet wound, like.
Some people are making this a racial matter, suggesting that as the gunman has a lighter skin tone, the media reports this with headlines such as an orphaned 19-year-old with a troubled past, or Nicholas Cruz is a broken child. Sorry about Parkland shooting. But crimes done by people with darker skin tone gets reported differently with the media, and they bring up their past crimes. Is this a valid point?
It's a very valid point. I think it's even way beyond crime. It's with anything, really.
From what I've seen, this is my opinion. From what I've seen is that when white kids do it, it's kind of like, oh, the white kid had these problems in his life, blah blah blah. But then when it's a black or darker skin, you want to put it like that, darker skin person does it, it's like, oh, they're a criminal. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, straight away they want to pull out all their past rap sheet, or kind of discredit them and make them out to be a monster, even though that's a child as well. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't like try and treat the two differently. They both committed the same crime. If you've killed someone, you killed someone. Like, you know what I mean? Your color don't really come into it. Like, do you know what I mean? But I think in the media does portray, a lot of times they portray the white kids that do it as like, troubled, whereas the black kids or darker skin, you want to say, they're like monsters. And I don't think that's fair. I think it is like a racial issue sometimes.
Tell me if he was black, they'd have him in custody alive. No way. It might not have even been a real gun. This guy's got a real gun and he's alive in custody. There's no way. I'd be shocked. I'd be like, oh shit, we're making a change now. There's a black guy who's gone into a school with a gun and he's alive still.
I think, and more times, I think it has to do with ratings as well. I think, in my opinion, because the way that they will portray a black person is most likely gonna increase the views of like people that are watching, compared to like the way they speak to like talk about white people and when they kill people.
No, this is how it pisses me off, because you can't just say because he's white, he's got mental health issues. I've got mental health issues. You didn't see me shooting at people.
It is kind of racist in a way, because they don't say it's gang related in a school when a white boy shoots up, is it? It's just like, oh, he had a trauma and a kid. Why don't they look into that for the black guy? Why are they jumping straight to that for them?
For someone to be in that state of mind where they want to kill so much, I do believe it's mental illness anyway. But I don't believe that when it's black people, it should be looked at differently. Because when you look deep into the history of these young men who are stabbing in Southeast London, all of that stuff, a lot of them are from broken homes. They have a lot of misplaced anger, and the only way they know how to show that anger is on the streets. And it gets misplaced because they want to talk to the dad and punch the dad for not being there. They want to talk to the mum for not protecting them from abusive fathers, abusive this. So then they take it out on each other. That's mental issue. But we think of mental issue as bipolar or schizophrenia, but not knowing how to deal with your anger, not processing anger properly, all of that stuff are mental illnesses, mental issues that we don't talk about. But because the black youth is already perceived as angry and angry and aggressive, all of that stuff. We don't think of that stuff as a mental problem. We think of it as, oh, that's the black man. He's always aggressive, or he's angry, he's that.
Do you think that abolishing guns and making them illegal will help the situation?
There's good points and bad points. Obviously, the obvious good point to abolishing it altogether is that like there's zero tolerance. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason for you to have a gun, and I think it would make a lot of people feel more safer. Do you know what I mean? Like, I had a time where I was in the States as well, and sometimes you would see people with their gun on their hip, and they're legal to have the gun, but it's kind of intimidating to see somebody walking around normal with a gun on their hip. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think in terms of like making people feel safer, it would make people feel safer. But at the same time, people will still get access to guns, like criminals and stuff like that. And I think it does make some people feel more more protected or feel better about themselves or feel safer that they can protect themselves if someone does invade your home. Like you can protect your property, you can protect your family. Like, do you know what I mean?
There should be more strict rules because I heard that you can just go into a shop and just buy any gun that you want, pretty much. Like it's like going out there to buy biscuit over there. It doesn't make any sense. Like it shouldn't happen. And if like they should be like more like in terms of like police, like they should have like more like raids and things like that in houses of people who they know that have guns, and the people that know that shouldn't have guns. There are a lot of ways that you can go around that. They just need to be smart about it.
I think that the process needs to be much more harder. Like, you should not be able to, at 18 years old, walk into a store, claim that you live this, this, and that, and walk out with a gun. That's crazy. Something that you pull one trigger and someone's life is gone. It should not be that easy. So I definitely think the process should be harder. It needs to be extensive. It needs to be long, and perhaps the way that they will assess whether someone should possess a gun should be thoroughly checked. Because if it's like, if I don't know what the basis is on, but it sounds like you just need to have an address and tell them I'm going to use it for my cat, or I don't know, to protect my cat. It just sounds that easy.
What do you think the guns can be replaced with to feel safe?
To be honest, I don't think if someone was scared that someone could come into my house in the middle of the night with a gun, I don't really see anything that can, like, go against that unless you have a gun yourself. That's what I think, because at the end of the day, I mean, you can't fight someone with a gun with a knife. They'll shoot you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and pepper spray is not going to do nothing. Like, a taser's not going to do nothing. Like, do you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, that's why I said the previous answer is a tricky one, because people want to be able to defend themselves effectively. Like, so it's a tricky one, isn't it? Like, I to be honest, I don't see what weapon you're going to use to fight somebody with a gun. I mean, unless you got a gun. So
have you got anything to say to the families of the victims?
Yeah. I'm sorry about this world, really. It's just this world, isn't it?
I can only give condolences, my feelings to them.
It's just a terrible thing that happened, and I don't know, because at the end of the day, you can say words, but words don't change anything. You know what I mean? I don't even know what to say. Like, it's just a bad, tragic thing to happen, and I just feel sorry for the families, like, because they didn't deserve that. Like, so my heart goes out to them. That's what I can say.
It's just, I don't know how to comfort someone who's lost, because I've lost, and nothing has been comforting to me. But yeah, I'm just, yeah, I don't know what to say.